Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Saturday. I'm feeling a little better. It's been about a week. I've been sick. Sucks, but I'm getting a lot better. My wife's still sick, but she's just got the headaches now. It's raining today. Gotta love it. Supposed to go to the store maybe later. Pick up some stuff once the rain stops. I've had a lot of people ask me what's the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Well, it was kind of scary. At the same time, it's what made me believe in the paranormal. Back in the mid-90s, a few of my friends, we never slept at my buddy's house. We weren't allowed to. Well, it wasn't we weren't allowed to. He just never wanted anybody to sleep there. But we were teenagers. We went to his house, hanging out, like we always did. We always hung out there, just never crashed. Anyway, his parents were cool. And we were chilling in this room, just chilling, playing video games, watching some movies. And eventually all four of us ended up passing out, not even realizing it. Which was fine, whatever. And, when I first entered the house, though, I thought it was weird that there was crosses everywhere. Wax crosses, regular crosses, which was fine. I just figured they were really religious. But anyway, around 1:45 in the morning, all of us got awoken with doors slamming, drawers opening, and a loud banging on the walls, the ceiling, the floor. And it just kept getting louder and louder. It woke me and my buddies up, woke the parents up. And, we walked out into the living room area, hallway and stuff. Crosses were flying off the wall. Doors continuing to slam. The house was really, really dark inside at night. And, the parents were up. They ended up lighting their candles. Instead of turning on the lights, they lit the candles. And they said that they don't normally turn the lights on at night because they'll just get turned right back off, so they light candles. And they had a couple of crosses that were candles. And when they lit them, literally 2 minutes later, the candle waxes of the crosses turned into massive torches and melted instantly. And I got cut on the side of the face of a cross flying across the room. I actually have a scar from it still. And the refrigerator doors would whip open. And, it was like, what the hell's going on? And the parents said this is usually why they don't allow anybody to sleep over. But they didn't want to wake us because we were all peacefully sleeping, and they didn't want to wreck it for their son. Which I could understand completely. You could see dark figures walking around, like shadowish figures. And at that point in my life, I kind of believed, but I didn't believe. Well, let me tell you, after that night, I believed in the paranormal 1,000%. Because it lasted for hours of just doors slamming and everything. It was too late to leave and go home. It was ended up downpouring outside and thunder and lightning and crap, so we were stuck there anyway. We all gathered into the living room and stayed in there. And we had flashlights and stuff. Because the parents went to attempt to turn the lights on, but after the candles torched, and they wouldn't go on. Come to find out, there was the whole street got knocked out of power from the lightning storm. One of the transformers blew. And anyway, you know, after all the crosses had fallen off the wall, the melted crosses, other stuff started shooting across the room. It was just like, we had a barricade. We had to flip the couch and barricade ourselves so we wouldn't get hit with stuff. Like I said, I was bleeding on the side of the face. My buddy ended up knocked in the head with something. One of the lamps flew and whacked him offside the head. And so it was bad. I mean, we started, and the parents confessed to us that the reason they found out, because they talked to a realtor and the people that built the house. And like I said, this is the mid-90s. And they said the contractor that originally did it, they didn't know when they built the house, but the original contractor built that house on an Indian burial ground. And they didn't move all the graves. They just buried them under the foundation of the house. And that's one thing you don't do. You don't build on an Indian burial ground, because that's, one, disrespectful, and two, you know your house is going to be haunted after that shit. And, you know, it was just like, I never encountered anything like that before. Like I said, I wasn't really a believer, but after that night, I turned into a major believer on that. I mean, I've had a couple other things that have happened to me paranormally that, you know, I'll talk about on a different video. But anyway, around 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, the rain let up. You know, me and my other buddies are like, you know, we're leaving, you know, we can't. By daylight, it was starting to mellow down in the house. And the parents were freaked out that we'd never talk to that kid again. We always still talk to him. We never entered the house again. But we played outside and stuff, you know, hung out outside. Rode bikes, dirt bikes, whatever. And then, you know, the parents put the house up for sale. They moved out. They ended up moving a couple streets over, which was cool because we were able to go back and, you know, hang out at his house because he lived in a different house. And, you know, it was fine and dandy, you know. They never were able to sell the house. Unfortunately, the house burnt to the ground. Luckily, nobody was living there when it did. I ended up driving by there 10 years later because we all kind of stayed away from the house. Once they moved out, we just kind of, you know, me and my buddies forgot about the house. Stay away, you know. It was always in the back of my mind and shit. But, you know, I rode by 10 years later, and all that's left is a foundation, and the rest of the house is inside the foundation. It was just all bulldozed into the center of it. The house was never rebuilt. Nothing is on that property. They were never able to sell the property. To this day, the family still owns the land, but it'll never be built on. So that's what tells you, you know, don't build on an Indian burial ground because some weird ass shit happens. I mean, my buddy ended up with a 3 scratches down his back. And the parents used to get scratched all the time. I mean, I don't know if it was just, you know, the fact of the Indian burial ground that the house was built on, or if there was also demonic stuff also going on in the house too. Because, you know, it was pretty bad, you know. You know, I believe in stuff. But that night totally turned my life around to, like, open my eyes to the paranormal world, and I was like, Jesus Christ. First time ever experiencing it, I thought I was gonna shit my pants. But, you know, we all did, actually. Me and my 3 other buddies. The one that lived in the house, he was used to it. I guess they put up with it for years. They lived there for 17 years, dealing with it. You know, I talked to them later on in life and say, why did you guys stay there that long? You know, they had people going there to do blessings of the house and everything, and it'd be calm for a few days and it'd pick right back up. You know, they knew they were going to have trouble selling the house, but they had to get out of there. So, you know, the shit is real, you know. It's just, you know, you gotta experience it to believe it. And, you know, me and my buddies experienced that night, and let me tell you, I never want to be put in that predicament again, but if I am, I am. Because you don't know what your house is built on top of, or you go into an abandoned house, you don't know what goes on in there, or you're in the woods, you don't know what's buried in the woods. There's a lot of land that's never been built on, and there's no markers stating Indian burial grounds in the woods. I mean, you don't know if seances have been done out there or nothing. And if they were, some of the areas have been cleaned up or covered by leaves and shit, you know? So, I mean, spirits, demons, you know, all that shit's real. I know there's a lot of non-believers out there, but I know there's a lot of believers out there. I just figured I'd share that little story with you. You know, it's one of the scariest nights of my life, first time experiencing it, so, you know, I figured I'd share it. So, on that note, though, I'll tell you guys another one soon. Take care and live happy. Peace.